Hello everyone, welcome to Yarn Over with Judy. Today we are going to do a take on the granny square, but it's a 2-row repeat and it looks a little fancier. So I kind of like it. It's not as boring as a granny square. It consists of chains, double crochet, and single crochet. Slip stitch. That's it. There is 2 videos on the YouTube channel that show you how to do the stitches that we use a lot. The most common stitches, crochet stitches that we use. So if you've never crocheted before, you might want to start with the first 2 videos about yarn and accessories and about the stitches. Okay, so I have a couple of completed ones. One of them is put away, but this is one that I'm working on now with a multicolored yarn. Okay, so you can, it's almost like the block stitch meets the granny square. So one row is just chains and single crochet, and the other row is just double crochet. And you can make this as big as you want or as small as you want. You can use any kind of yarn, from a fine yarn, if you're good with fine yarn, to a 3 light yarn and a medium 4 yarn. I worked it up in a couple of samples just to give you a taste of what it looks like using different types of yarn. This here, miniature size, is what we'll be doing this morning. This size here, this is done with Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek low pill fiber yarn. It's 100% acrylic. It's really, really soft. You can get it on Amazon as well as Lobby.com, I believe it is. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of multicolored ones as well as solid colors. So you can design or make up your own color scheme if you'd like. This one was done with Yarnspiration's Cinnamon Swirl Cake line. And this is, I believe, 100% acrylic. Again, this comes in fast changing color cakes, as well as some that just have a few colors in it, so it takes longer for the colors to change as you go along. And yes, it's 100% acrylic. All right, so to do the size that I did, which is like a 38-inch, you're going to need about 6 or 7 100 grams, or about, I think it's 1,600 yards, which this is 372. So you would need 3 or 4 of these. Okay, I'm just saying, there's so much yarn to pick from out there. It's totally up to you. There's all kinds of different ways that acrylic feels. There's acrylic blends, like a higher number acrylic with like 10 or 20% cotton or nylon or wool. Those will all work up fine. I went with the recommended size hook of the yarn, but I bumped it up a half size. And I like the way that it looks using a 5.5 instead of a 5. Even the one that says 6, I still used a 5.5. And I just like the way the stitches are not so loose that they're stretching with the weight of it. It's just like a perfect drape, you would say, the way that it would lay across something, your bed, not so stiff. The smaller the hook size, the tighter the stitches. Okay, so we're going to get started on that. So all you need this morning is any kind of yarn, a crochet hook, scissors, cup of coffee, and we're good to go. Let me change the view here and we'll get started. Okay. Okay. This morning I'm just going to use this one here, the cinnamon swirl cakes line. They have a lot of different ones to choose for. Again, this is by Inspirations, Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. There's all kinds of cakes, so you want to check that out and make sure you're looking for the cinnamon swirl cake line, because there's lots of different cakes. There's tea cakes and blossom cakes and just all kinds of cakes. And the difference is the material and the weight of the yarn. Let's see if I can get where this starts. And we got it. This is a really simple pattern. Myself some flowing yarn here. I'm going to make a slip knot. So if you know how to make a slip knot, go ahead and make it your way. I wrap the yarn around my finger twice. Morning fingers here, start working. Back loop over the front loop over your fingertip. Grab this loop here at the end while holding the two ends. Just give it a little pull till it closes. Insert your hook and give it a little pull to close it. You don't want it to be tight, just till it closes. We're going to start with a chain 4, and we're going to slip stitch into the first chain and then chain 2. So to chain, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Go into the first one. Throw your tail over. Now I want to try to keep a couple of fingers right in there to keep that open for me until I can get a few stitches in. So yarn over, pull through both, keeping that hole open with your fingers. Once we get a couple of stitches in there, you don't have to keep your fingers in there. And now we're going to chain twice. 1, 2, and that will count as 1 double crochet. Now you want to put 2 more double crochets into the ring. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is 1. Do it again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to make a corner, so chain 2, 1, 2, and this time we're going to go in with 3 double crochets. Yarn over, go into the hole, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. Chain 2 to make another corner, and 3 double crochets again, all into the center ring. 1, 2, and 3. And it would really help me if I put my glasses on. There we go. Chain 2. One more time. 3 double crochets into the ring. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners. And to make our 4th corner, we're going to chain 2. And we are going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 2. So here's my first chain. Here's my second. I'm just going to go in, pull some yarn through, and pull that yarn this loop through the loop on your hook to close it. And we have a cute little circle here with 4 corners, divided by 3 double crochets in each one. Now round 2, chain 2. No, sorry. No, chain 2. So used to it. We are just going to turn it. Okay. Now we want to slip stitch into the closest chain space next to us, to your hook, and that would be right here. So just go in, grab some yarn, take that loop, pull it through the loop on your hook, and now we are in this space. Now chain 5. Okay, you want to go back in with a single crochet, so no yarn over. Just go in, grab a loop, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and it makes this cute little corner here. Chain 5. And jump right on over to your next corner space. So you're skipping those 3 double crochets. You're going into this space with a single, yarn over, pull through both, chain 5. Go right back in with a single to make another nubby for your corner. So we have created 1 corner, 1 side space, and 1 corner. Chain 5. Jump over the next 3 double crochets into the next corner and do a single crochet. Chain 5. And go right back into that spot with a single crochet to make another corner. Chain 5. Jump over to your next corner, do a single, chain 5, and we're going to close out this round with a slip stitch into your first chain. So on the chain round, you will end in your first chain with the slip stitch. When we do the double crochet round, you end in the second chain with a slip stitch. Okay, so we got to go back in and make this corner. So just right back in, the single crochet, and chain 5. Now we're going to end it in the top of our chain. In the bottom of our chain too. So we want the first chain. Just go in. Bring up a loop and take that loop, pull it through the loop on your hook. And that, my friends, is the end of round 2. Round 3, turn. Slip stitch into the next chain space, which is this big chain 5. Just go in, grab a loop, pull that loop through the loop on your hook, and now we are in this chain space. And we're going to chain 2, which counts as 1 double crochet. Now you want to go back in under that chain and make 2 double crochets. And that's our first side. So our chain 2 is counting as 1 double crochet. Next we have the corner space. So the corner space gets 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all in the same. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. chain 2 to make the corner, go back in with 3 more double crochets. Okay, the sides get 3 double crochets. So yarn over, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3. Now we have a corner, so yarn over and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 to make the corner, and go right back in with 3 more double crochets. Okay, going across the top, 3 double crochets under the chain, so 1, 2, so a double crochet. I should have slowed down the first one. Yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through the top 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and that gives us our 3. Going into the third corner, 3 double crochets. My yarn likes to get stuck on a latch on this table. Chain 2 and then 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, doing the side gets 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Going into our last corner, 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 more. There you go. And now to close out this round, we're going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 2. So here's the 1, here's the second one. Just pop your hook in there, bring up a loop, take that loop, pull it through the loop on your hook, and that closes round 3. Turn. Okay, now we're next to this chain space, so we want to slip stitch into it and a chain 5. So every time you start a new round, you're going to start in some space across the top. You're going to always slip stitch into the next chain space next to where you are when you turn. All right, now we're into this. We're going to come over to our corner and make a single crochet, chain 5, go back in to make a corner with a single, chain 5. Now we're going to skip 3 and go into this next chain space with a single, chain 5, skip 3. We have a space right here before the corner, so go in with a single, chain 5, going into the corner, single, chain 5, go right back in to make your corner with a single, chain 5, skip 3, go into the space between the sets of 3 with a single, skip 3, you got this space before your corner, do a single, chain 5, go in with a single, chain 5, go back in to make your corner, okay, chain 5, skip 3, go between, single, chain 5, skip 3, go between, with a single, chain 5, going into that corner, single, chain 5, go right back in to finish that corner with a single, going down the home stretch here, chain 5, skip 3, and go between with a single, chain 5, go between, chain 5, 1, 2, I think I need one more, and we are, oops, my bad, I'm going to take these 5 out because we were supposed to end it. Here was my last space, and here's this 5, chain 5 that we started with. So we're going to slip stitch into the first chain from that chain 5. So push your hook in, grab some yarn, slip stitch, and that completes that round. I'm just going to cut this. Normally I would sew that in, but do that right now. I just want it out of my way. So to recap, when you finish a round, you just turn, no chaining, just turn. We're next to this chain space, so we want to slip stitch into it. Take that loop, pull it through. Now we're in the chain space and chain 2 to get you started. Counts as 1 double crochet. Add 2 more because it's a side space. So each round you'll get extra chain spaces, and that's what makes your project get bigger and bigger. We have another one here, so we need to put 3 there. 1, 3 doubles, 2, and 3. Now we're going into our corner. Corner gets 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 to make the corner, and back in with 3 double crochets. Okay, going under the chain space here, big one, 3 double crochets. So as you can see, it's pretty easy, but practice several times, just doing a small size. And then when you've got a down path and it looks pretty good to you, then you can think about if you want to use this pattern to make either a baby size blanket or bigger. 3. This time we had 3 sets of double crochets. And now the corner. Say it with me, 3 double crochets. Next, 2 chains and 3 double crochets. Okay. Chain space gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Move on to the next one. 3, 2, and 3. Move over to the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Corner. Chain 2. Chain space, big one gets 3. Okay. Next one. It's a fun pattern to do because once you get going, it's one of those patterns that's easy enough where you can multitask, like watch TV at the same time. Don't have to concentrate on a count or anything like that. And we're going into our last corner. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. And we got one more here to put our 3 in before we close it out. 1, 2, and 3. And now this one, we slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. 1, 2. Pop it in, grab some yarn, and pull through the loop on your hook. And we have finished that round again. Just turn next to this space here. So we're going to slip stitch into it. Whoops, my yarn split. Come on. Okay, and chain 5 on this round. And we need to come jump over here and do this last space before we go into the corner. Chain 5. Corner is next. Go in, single, chain 5, and back in to do your corner. So, get the hang of it. Now, when you want to finish the size of your blanket, I would end it on the double crochet row so that your tops have and your sides will all look the same. So if you want to put any kind of a border on, you're good to go with this nice base finish here. Whereas you'd have all these big chains to contend with. Unless you don't want to put a border on and you like this lacy look on your ends, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if you wanted to do a border of some sort, skip over and go between now, just with singles and chain fives. And I will stop. Now, if you're just practicing, you can pull out all your yarn so you don't waste it and start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to recap, you start with a slip knot, chain 4, slip stitch into the first chain, chain 2. And then you're going to make your corners. So you put 2 more double crochets in with that chain 2, gives you 3. Then you do another 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then you will slip stitch to close out the round. Now, if you want to hop on over to my Facebook page, you will find the written pattern. If I can find a way to add it, because I'm new to this YouTube-y thing. If I find a way that I can add, well, the link is there for the group page. I know that on this YouTube channel, so you can get over there that way. Okay, and that's it. It's as easy as that. I can't stop myself. Here comes a new color. I love it when it changes colors. I think that's the most fun out of everything with these self-striping yarns. Okay, done. So I just kept going. This is a good size. It's about 6 or 7 inches by 6 or 7 inches. It's a good practice size. And again, this is what it will look like. If you want your stitches to be tighter, go with the recommended hook size. See how that works out for you. If you'd like it a little bit looser, use the next half size up to a whole size up. I always do a couple of different size swatches. Just so before I start my real project, I'd like to know, see which hook size is going to look the best with the yarn that I have. But a good place to start is with the recommended hook size, which is on the back of all labels that of any kind of yarn that you buy. Here, this is for knitting. This is for crocheting. So they recommend on this particular yarn I was just using a 5 millimeter, and I'm using a 5.5. Okay, so it works up great in a solid color as well. And then your self-striping colors, or you could do something like this where it's just a fun multicolored yarn, and you'll be good to go. It's your creation. That's what makes crocheting fun. It's something that you designed and you made yourself, and that is self-rewarding all by itself. Okay, plus it helps pass the time away, so that's a good thing. Doing something constructive. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is a 2-row repeat granny square. And again, it's basically sort of like the block stitch meets granny square. And you just get a nicer look than the traditional granny square look. All right, we'll see you next time. And I'll see you over on Yarn Over with Judy on Facebook sometime in the near future.